Okay guys, so apparently last night miHoYo released the patch notes for Genshin 1.2, and the truth is I was just a little tired, so I didn't really get to make the video at the time. So the new update, as everyone know, will be called the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, and they released a new region called Dragonspine. And when you go here, you will actually see some dragon remains. And for those of you who actually think this is a graveyard for dragons, it's not really that. Like, in one of their notes, they mentioned that Duvalen had a fight with a dragon called Durin, a venomous dragon. And after that fight, this is where he fell, and his remains will be seen when you go there. So apart from that small piece of lore that we got, we actually know that this new region will have a lot to explore and a lot of new mechanics. So I'm just going to quickly go over all of these new mechanics and talk about how to survive in Dragonspine. Okay? So first off, with the new map, we notice that we will have 13 teleport points, right? We will get one statue of the 7 and 11 teleport waypoints, as well as one dungeon, which will be at the summit in the center of the map. You guys do know that you get primos when you unlock each waypoint, so it should be fun to go through the sub-zero climate and discover all of these. But our next topic will be the sub-zero climate, which is a new game mechanic that they added. So first of all, when your character is in the cold, you will get affected by it, right? This new mechanic is called sheer cold, and once you're in a cold region, swimming, or if you're in like a stormy area, you will get affected by the cold, which will drop your cold meter. And once that hits 0, you will basically get your health will start to get affected by this. Okay, there are several ways to clear sheer cold, which we will get into in a few seconds. Different from that, you will also find areas where monsters are sitting around like little mechanisms, which will give them special effects if not destroyed. These mechanisms are not like in dungeons or domains that we saw before, where you can't really destroy them. You just have to allow the monsters to get the buff and then use the corresponding element to beat it. But in this region, you will find like yetis and maybe cryocissin mages that are around certain mechanisms, and your first goal will be to destroy this mechanism to actually stop the effects from helping this monster to kill you. I'm sure most people here should have at least the Mondstadt treasure compass or the Leeway treasure compass. The thing is, in Dragonspine, you won't get a compass, and what they said is that because of the sheer cold or that type of mechanic, I don't think it really makes sense. But this is a new region, and I guess they want us to take our time and like traverse this area and discover the treasure that's here. So we won't get a compass here, but what they did do is give us like several different items to help us with sheer cold. So using special environment objects will be the first thing that you can do, and you can turn to either bonfires, ruined braziers, teleport waypoints, statues of the 7, and even a warming Sealy for relief from the sheer cold. Such objects emit warmth and will prevent further accumulation of sheer cold. Apart from gadgets in the open world, you will be able to unlock certain consumable items, which will actually help you to reduce the cold for a certain period of time. And the travelers may complete the Dragonspine quest Fresh Meat to receive the recipe for Gotash, and this is a consumable or a food item that you can eat. And when you eat this, it will reduce the duration of sheer cold for at least a certain amount of time. Apart from food, travelers may make offerings to the Frostbearer tree to actually unlock a consumable item called the Warming Bottle. And when you use this, it will give you immunity or resistance to the sheer cold for a set period of time. But the Frostbearer tree is another thing that we will be talking about very soon. Alright? Different from the Warming Bottle, you will discover a peculiar crystal in the open world called Scarlet Quartz, and what these does is it temporarily halts the accumulation of sheer cold and provide resistance to its freezing effects for a set duration. Also, you will need these Scarlet Quartz to break certain objects in the open world. Like, for example, you usually find chests that are behind ice in Mondstadt or Liyue, or behind geostones. You will find items or open world mechanisms behind frozen objects in Dragonspine, and the only way to break these is by using these Scarlet Quartz. You won't be able to use your Pyro characters, so keep an eye out for that, okay? When you get to Dragonspine, you won't have a town like Mondstadt or a town like Liyue Harbor, but if you want a hub, the hub in this region will actually be the Frostbearer tree. This is an ancient tree that tends to Dragonspine, and this will actually be like your Ministry of Civil Affairs. While exploring Dragonspine, travelers will sometimes stumble upon crystalline crystal agate, which can be offered to this tree, the Frostbearer tree, to yield certain rewards as you level up this tree. Such rewards will include a Quaint Fate, Intertwined Fate, a Wind Glider, as well as a gadget blueprint, or several gadget blueprints. And here we have a table showing all of the items that you will get. So as we said before, you get Mystic Enhancement Ore, Mora, you get Intertwined Fate, Weapon Ascension materials, name cards, a new weapon, and also a Wind Glider. So when you get your Frostbearer tree to level 4, you will actually unlock the Warming Bottle. And to craft these, you will need Flaming Fluorestamens and Star Silver. The Warming Bottle will enter at a 120 seconds or a 2-minute cooldown upon use, and the bottle will emit warmth and reduce the accumulation of sheer cold in a small radius for a short duration. So I think you will have to be stationary when you use this, but it will get the job done, I guess. Next, when you get your tree to level 9, you will unlock the Ancient Tree name card, which is a pretty cool name card for this region, and the catalyst weapon Frostbearer. Once the Frostbearer tree has reached level 10, you will unlock this weapon. And this is a catalyst that has attack percentage as its substats, so its passive abilities will include hitting an enemy with normal and charge attacks, has a 60% chance to form and dropping an Everfrost icicle above them, dealing 80% AoE attack damage, and also enemies affected by cryo are dealt 200% attack damage. This can only occur once every 10 seconds. Next we have the Peak of Vindagner, which you will find at the summit of Dragonspine, and this domain will unlock after you do the quest in the mountains, and this is where you get the new cryo and hydro sets. One is called the Blizzard Slayer and the other is called the Heart of Depth. So in this dungeon or domain, what you will do is you will continuously accumulate sheer cold, and I guess you will be able to use your consumable items to actually reduce this, but you will also get platforms in this dungeon while you're fighting the monsters, and going on these platforms, one will actually give you more sheer cold and the other will get rid of it, because one will be a warming station, right? So while fighting, you have to pay attention to your sheer cold meter and actually go on the platform to have it reduced, or hopefully, I know you will be able to use your consumable items to make it easier, okay? So in addition to all of the rewards that you will get from the Frostbearer tree, the thing is, the crystalline agate is actually a limited resource in Dragonspine. So once you reach level 8 in the Frostbearer tree, you will also unlock something called the Crimson Wish. And what the Crimson Wish does, it will give you 5 quests every Monday and Friday, and completing these quests will actually give you Crimson Agate or crystalline agate, which you will be able to put in the tree to get it at a higher level. And once you reach the final level, which I think is 12, you will unlock the Wings of Concealing Snow. So that will be something really entertaining for you guys and some really juicy rewards, so make sure you enjoy that, okay? Next, you will have the big story quest, which will go into your adventures with Albedo, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, and Sucrose. And after that, you will be able to do a quest for Albedo as well, which I believe you will have to unlock with your keys. And I think you might have to be like adventure rank 40 as well. And the last thing we are going to talk about is the new event quest, the Fester and Desire. And one of the most important points that we should take from this is that to participate in this event, you will not need to use your original resin. So forget about the Crucible event, forget about the Fallen Stars event. You do not need resin to actually do these events. Now, the thing is, you will have a few extra items in the event shop which are really interesting. So when you get this new Fester and Desire weapon, the first thing you need to know is that during the event, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, this sword will actually have an XP bonus added to it, okay? The characters who equip this weapon during the event will deal 60% more damage to opponents in the Dragonspine region. And also, the character who equipped this weapon during the event will accumulate share code at a slower rate. They also gain 35% extra crit rate against opponents in the Dragonspine region, which is pretty insane. And as you can see here in the event shop, you will be able to get, Fester and Dragon Marrow, which I think you will need to upgrade your weapon as well. You will get, Stones of the Cabrian, you will get the Cuffs, Heroes with Adventurers Experience, Crown of Insight for all of your level 10 ascensions, and also Guides of Freedom, I think. So definitely take the time to go over these events and get these juicy stuff, because these are like hard to farm in Mondstadt and Liyue. So that is the end of this one, everyone. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you're excited for 1.2. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to always be notified.